Hello, hello, hello. Back on again. Let me pull you up here on my computer. Here we go. So today is May 30th, and we have Bluprint news and updates. And I really didn't expect to come back on so quickly with news like this, but here we are. And let's just get to it. I don't know if you have checked your email this morning or not, but Bluprint has notified us that we have until tomorrow night, which is May 31st at midnight, to complete purchases. So that's it. They're just giving us until tomorrow night to finalize any of like the End Forever classes that we have. Oh, you can't hear me. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Is that any better? Maybe I'm not close enough. Does that work better? I'm kind of a low talker. I'm not I'm not a loudspeaker at all. Is that better? Okay. All right. Thanks. Thank you for letting me know that, Tia. Because when I'm here, I have no idea what's going on. Okay. So I did not expect to come back on so quickly. Okay, good. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, always let me know if I'm on and you can't hear me. Oh, still very quiet. Still be, it's as loud as I can talk. Yeah, I'm not a loud talker at all. So, hello, hello. Um, Welcome everybody. Okay, thanks, Robin. Um, we got some more news this morning in terms of Bluprint. And it's not great, of course, and very poorly communicated, if you ask me, of course. But the bottom line, or the gist of the whole thing, is that they are giving us until midnight tomorrow night, which is May 31st, 2020, to complete our purchases. So if you have Own Forever coupons that you want to use, you need to get those in right now. Bex, if you are a Bluprint subscriber and you have any Own Forever coupons, you are going to want to get in and figure out what classes you want as your Own Forever classes, like right away. Also, if you wanted to order anything from their online store, that's it. They're not even going to take orders from the store after tomorrow night, which is really disappointing. So let me adjust this light just a little bit here. Okay. Basically, they're going to cease all of their new purchase operations tomorrow night. That's it. And I'll go on to the website. So this is how they notified us. If you go to the home page of the website, there's like a notice. And what it said, and it's dated May 29th at midnight. So Friday night at midnight is when they let us know. 48 hours notice. I mean, come on. You've got millions of subscribers and you give us 48 hours. We want to provide an important update. The last day and time to purchase individual classes, patterns, new subscriptions, and supplies is May 31st, 2020 at 11:59 Eastern Time. So that would be 9 p.m. if you're on the West Coast. We will add further details about additional topics to this page as they become available. Isn't that just heartwarming and kind? Gee, thanks a lot. I can tell you that came from NBC. All right, that's NBC's corporate legal department right there. Tell you, I'm not a fan of NBC anymore. So that came out, and then I had email this morning, and the way I even found out about this is through my professional group. the Craft Industry Alliance, which I have mentioned to you before. I get all my information from them, and they updated the group that the email went out this morning. So at 5:30 this morning, we get important Bluprint announcement. And it starts out a little more touchy-feely, so that is probably from the Bluprint people. It says, we recently shared the disappointing news that Bluprint will be closing over the next few months. You can see the letter to the Bluprint community here and posted below. We talked about that letter in the last live update. That's from John Levisay, who is the CEO, and he is the founder of Craftsy, and who sold that wonderful platform to NBC. We are immensely thankful for the opportunity to have supported you and your passion over the past decade. We know there are many questions, and we will have more information to share soon. Please note, we will provide a way for those of you who have purchased classes to receive a copy of the classes you purchased. For example, we're working on a solution to give you an extended period to download your purchased classes. Current subscribers will still have access to classes, patterns, and course materials. However, we will stop accepting new subscribers and orders for individual classes, patterns, and supplies on May 31st at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Thank you for your patience and understanding as we work through these important details. If you have questions, please contact us. Oh, please use the Contact Us feature on the website. So I can only imagine what kinds of emails they must be getting through that right now. Anyway, so yeah, so they send this email to all of the subscribers on Saturday morning at 5:30 in the morning. You know, a lot of people don't even check their email over the weekend. So that's kind of crummy if you ask me. The whole thing is kind of crummy if you ask me. Let's see, I had a couple of comments. Let me come over and check in with you guys. Marie says, they're going to make sure we get our paid classes. I wrote them saying I want it to be where I can download to a USB jump drive or SD card. No response. They're probably not going to respond to you, Marie. Beck says, my tablet isn't compatible with their app, so I can't download classes, but I did download knitting patterns. I want my classes. I know, right? And Angela says, I never checked, only this morning. Yeah, so from the beginning, this has been so poorly communicated. I mean, this is like someday in college, this whole thing is going to be a college course or a case study on what not to do. Okay, this is how you alienate and piss off a massive customer and subscriber base by this. Okay, so yeah, they're not really telling us anything. The point for me to come on this morning is to make sure that everybody knows. Check your emails so that you know that you only have a few hours left to get what you're going to get. Like I still have, I think, 6 or 7 courses in my Own It Forever coupons. I've been picking stuff out. Yeah, so I'm taking my time with it because I want to make sure I pick what I really want. And now I just got to hurry the heck up and just get stuff, which doesn't make me happy. I don't like to rush. But I'm gonna have to, and I'll be honest with you. If I like knew for absolute certainty for sure that they really are gonna follow through and honor this, letting us have courses forever, I would probably just go ahead and buy a few more of them because I'm really absolutely sick to my stomach to lose this resource. Honestly, I have had the worst week trying to deal with losing this, as I'm sure many of you have. I will tell you, let me share this with you. Through my craft industry group, oh, Brenda, let me see what Brenda says. Brenda says, I believe they are coming back next month or in July under a new company name. Okay, I just placed an order. There's no way they're going to let all that new content go away. Right? I mean, come on. Content is valuable. And you have a huge subscriber base who wants this stuff. But the problem is if they piss off and alienate a lot of people like they're doing, people are not going to be as eager to resubscribe with them. Peacock. Okay, yeah, so NBC is launching their own streaming service. This, and keep in mind, I'm not an industry expert. I'm just a regular person who's trying to share information as I get it. But what I do know is everybody in the world now has a streaming service. They've all got a streaming service. And now NBC is launching theirs and they're calling it Peacock. And there has been talk that Peacock is going to have some Bluprint content. We don't know what that means. We don't know that means they're going to host the old Craftsy classes. I'm assuming they're just going to host the newer Bluprint produced stuff. The show content that doesn't really come with materials, because as you know, a lot of these classes you have patterns and downloadable materials. I'm not really sure how through a TV streaming service you're going to have access to downloading patterns. Let's see, they're probably going to make us, Marie says they're going to make us pay brand new streaming services to get forever classes. Oh, that might be it. I hadn't thought of that. The way I feel about it, I want my classes. I don't want to lose my stuff. So I would pay it. I'm not saying I would pay it forever. But if I needed to pay that to get through my classes. Now, if they have everything, I'll switch. I won't like it, but I'll do it because I want that Craftsy library. I'll let you know this. A lot of instructors that are on, oh, Angela says you have 179 classes. Oh, Angela, God. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. And Peacock is like $5 a month. That's actually less than what we pay now for Bluprint. But I can't see how we're going to have access to course materials. I mean, how are you going to download patterns from a TV app? I don't know. Okay, let me get back on track. Craft Industry Alliance. So I will tell you there's a new thread that started this morning from one of our instructors. Her name is Jenny Rushmore, and it's kind of funny because I just picked one of her classes as my own forever classes. I didn't even realize she was in my group. She has her own website, and what she's going to be doing is offering some of her classes at half off. So if you provide proof of purchase for buying her Bluprint course, you can get 50% off of another class on her website. And here's what I'm going to do. So I also run a website and a blog, and I'm going to wind up compiling information from all of the instructors on their websites and what offers they're going to have. So Jenny is she's all about getting your clothing to fit your curves. And the course that I picked as an Own Forever course from her is full bust adjustment, because I really need that. And I'm intimidated by it. It's why I don't sew garments. Anyway, she's got a whole website and other courses. And then there was a crochet instructor, Kim Piper Worker, and she's also going to have some discounts and things for Bluprint people on her website. So just, you know, kind of hang tight. And what I'll do is, as more of my instructor colleagues start rolling these things out, I will develop that blog post that will kind of have all of that information on it, and I will like update it as new things come out. I do have a blog post that went up this week that kind of shares my feelings on the whole thing, and at the end of it I have links to other updates, and like, you know, I'll update this whole business that came through this morning. When I was working on the blog post that went up this week, I was searching around, and a lot of new news reporting has come out since the story broke last weekend. And from the Denver Post, and this has not been publicized, okay, but from the Denver Post, it says they're going to start laying off Bluprint staff in July, and it's expected that the entire office will be closed in August. So that kind of tells you Bluprint's going to be gone probably the first or middle part of August. It would be nice if they said that. So they're like, over the next few months. What they really mean is as soon as possible. It's just, it's so hard to wrap your head around this. Let's see, we have some more comments that have come in. I know I'm still reeling over Angela's like almost 200 courses. I mean, come on, that's bad. From Texas. One of my classes was $40. I know. So that's why I liked the Bluprint model so much, because like one Craftsy class could be $40 or more. And with Bluprint, I was only paying like, I think like $70 for a year, and I watch a lot of stuff. And some things I didn't like. Okay, well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna call anybody out, but some things I really wasn't crazy about. And then other things I had looked at for years and hemmed and hawed because of the expense, and wound up loving them. So yeah, it's not cheap, is it? Yeah, nobody knows how this download thing is going to work. So some people have been saying that if it comes down to downloading, they're going to put their stuff on a thumb drive. And honestly, I don't think a thumb drive is going to give you enough space. And especially for someone like Angela with 179 courses, there's no way a thumb drive is going to hold all of that. So you're probably going to need to invest in an external hard drive. So here's what I'm going to do for you. When we find out what's going on and how this is going to work, I will do a video for you to help you with the downloading piece, because I know that some of this technical stuff is not going to be easy for a lot of you, and I will try to help you with that. I would be approaching this from a desktop. Yes, you're welcome, Bex, because I know this is not this is not what a lot of people are fluent in or accustomed to. You know, I work with video files and computers and stuff all the time, so I will come up with a really easy to follow tutorial to help all of you to download classes when we find out what happens. Right now, I don't know. And I'm not really sure how we're supposed to play the classes. it's not adding up. I'm just going to say that. So we'll just have to see what they come up with. And as soon as I know something, I'll let you know. And I will help you as much as I can. So let's see. Marie says, I have 81 classes. I bought them all on sale, averaging $15 to $19. Yeah. So I'm looking now, and they've got everything marked down, and I'm considering buying a few things myself because I only have like 6 Own Forever credits left. But I don't want to go spending a ton of money if I don't really know what the format's going to be. I mean, it's just, and then they don't give you any time to think about it either. You know, I really don't like that. It's very stressful. Hi, Jeanette. Welcome. They should give us a hard drive fully. Well, Brenda, that's not going to happen. I can tell you right now. That is not going to happen. There's no way. They should give us an option to have things on a DVD, but you know, people don't even use DVDs anymore. It's all streaming, so I don't know, but yeah, they're not going to buy hardware and ship stuff to us, and I think we can see from the way they're handling this and just kind of, you know, tossing us under the rug. They don't really care how we are going to access our classes or what we're going to do there. Let's see. Oh, Sherry says, I have software that allows me to download videos of all kinds. I tried using it on Bluprint and they have it blocked and it would only download a minute. Yeah, I mean, that is like, that's like copyright violation, so you really don't want to do that. Although I understand why you're doing that, but yeah, that's you want to be careful about doing those kinds of things. Was that Alisoft? I think that's what it's called. I was looking up some things. I've lost it now. Alvasoft or something. Janet says, any possibility we could download Ravelry account to our Ravel? Probably not. I don't think they're not affiliated in any way. If you have knitting patterns from knitting classes, what you're going to need to do is to go to that course. So here's what I would say. For all of the classes that you have, go there right away and download the course materials. This is what I've been doing. I've been downloading course materials and recipes because I do a lot of their baking classes. Their baking is good, but we'll talk about that in a minute. You want to download your patterns, download your course materials, okay, get all of that stuff, and what you can do just to make it easy, download it to the desktop on your computer, and then make a new folder that says Craftsy Patterns. Don't even put the word Bluprint on your desktop because all that's going to do is upset you. Just call it Craftsy and just call it Craftsy Class Materials so you're not irritated every time you see it. And make that folder and then drag all of your downloaded materials into there, and then you have everything in one place, and then you can open that up and you can see all of your patterns and recipes in one place. So yeah, I use their baking classes and I love those classes. Colette Christian, who is a trained pastry chef that teaches several of their courses, I adore her. And like I've made madeleines and all kinds of stuff. And Gail Gand is on there. She taught me how to make meringues. You know, it's like I, in my personal life, do some of this like super fancy baking. My YouTube channel, I keep it to simpler stuff. But in my real life, I like to try a lot of things. And, you know, one thing I really wanted to get into was the macaron. And because it's a meringue-based cookie, it has to be dry. And I live in Virginia Beach, and I'm going to tell you something. It's like 100% humidity out there. It feels like July. There is no way any kind of meringue dessert is going to set up here. So it's like I see people making all these beautiful pavlova for their summer picnics. You must live in a dry climate because there ain't no way that's going to work in Virginia Beach in the summer. Unfortunately, there's not enough air conditioning on the planet to dry out the humidity that we get here. Oh, let's see. Oh, Anya. Hi, Anya. It's so nice to see you. Janet says, thank you so much for future detail on how to download. Yes, I'll do what I can because I know that technology end of things is difficult for a lot of people. And I'll figure it out. Oh, Angela knows about Colette. Yeah, Colette is great. And she's recovering from breast cancer. I'm assuming metastatic because this is like her second or third occurrence. And she's just recovering. She's just getting off chemo. Her hair is coming back. You know, she's just kind of getting back into life again. And now this, you know, because all of these people who have courses on that platform make a good portion of their income from the royalties or the views or however it is they're paid by Bluprint. People that are on there, this is how they are supporting themselves. And not to have it taken away like this, I just... And overcoming a severe illness like breast cancer, and then to have first the pandemic shock, and she lost all her in-person classes. She's in California, and she was teaching in-person baking at Sur La Table, and of course all of that's gone for who knows how long. And now she's losing her Bluprint, and she just did a new class with them. So the people at Bluprint, I think, are as blindsided by this as we are. And I say that because several of the instructors in my group have expressed how they've either been brainstorming for new and upcoming classes, or they just finished filming new classes that aren't going to go up now. So it's like you have NBC off doing its own thing and Craftsy or Bluprint doing its own thing, and nobody's talking. So, or NBC is not talking to the people at Bluprint. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm guessing. Okay, this is pure conjecture on my point. Beck says, I'm glad that on knitting kits I requested a printed pattern to go with it. Yes. Bex, I'll do what I can, honestly. Anya says, same thing happened to Jessica from Miniature Rhino. She has a new class and now doesn't know what to do with it. Right? I mean, it just... Let's just be real for a minute here. Okay. Trying to support yourself in today's climate is already a challenge. Okay, let's just be 100% real with each other. And then when you're trying to support yourself off of your creative endeavors, whether that be baking, drawing, sewing, knitting, whether you're making physical products or digital, whatever it is, making or attempting to make your living and support yourself in a creative field is hard. It's really, really hard. And so it was like Bluprint was the shining star, and it gave a lot of us who are in this field hope, because you saw people who were successful, who were living that dream of doing that thing that was in their heart and was important to them, and they were able to do that and share it with a wide audience and be able to take care of themselves in the process. And now they've had the rug pulled out from under them. And that is upsetting. You know, just really feel for them. And it's upsetting for everybody in crafts because it just shows you how volatile the market and everything is. And that is a scary thing, the volatility. Yeah, miniature rhino. I know that name. Well, find out what she does, and if she winds up offering things on her website, um, let me know, Anya, because I am going to go ahead and do like a directory for people on a blog post so that they can find their favorite makers and reconnect. It won't be the same. It's not the same as having this one stop shop of everybody together. That to me is the biggest loss, is because everybody was together, and I just liked it because I could pull it up and I could say, oh, what do I feel like tonight? Or it's like I set goals for myself with my crafting and learning. And every summer, I started doing this a few years ago. I would like take off August. I would have like a digital break, and I would take August and just kind of catch up in my real life and learn a new craft, maybe a couple of things, and just really allow myself the space and the freedom to do something new, try something new. And that's how I found embroidery. And I love embroidery, hand embroidery. And it was because Bluprint had that access. And so I pulled up and this must have been the first year that I had the Bluprint. Well, I pulled up the startup library from Kat Mateague and went through that class. And I'm telling you, it changed my life because she taught me how to do embroidery and how the stitches worked. And it just has brought me so much joy because now I love it. Now, straight up, I'm not doing that much right now. My life has been a lot of other things at the moment. But I really would like to do more with my embroidery. You can see some of my projects up here. This is a cozy blue pattern. Cozy blue. She's in my craft group. And then I did like a lot of samplers. I've done like my own designs. I don't know, just love it. I would love to add some hand embroidery stuff to the channel here, but right now we're just kind of doing this like sewing machine deep dive. So we're going to keep doing that. Let's see, we've had some new comments come in. Let me just check those. Oh, good on it. Yes, talk to her. Beck says, I use DVDs when I can because I live in the sticks and streaming is slow most of the time. That's really, yes. So right now I'm in Virginia Beach, but before being here, I lived in the mountains of Virginia for 7 years. And I went from living in town to living in the country, and I had no cable access the first 2 years I was up there, and that was hard. So I know what you're talking about. And even when you do have, if you're fortunate enough to have cable out in the sticks, it's not that good. So yeah, the DVDs, but it's getting harder and harder to get things on disc. They're really moving away from discs in general, including movies, and they want everything to be streaming. But it leaves out a lot of people. And Michelle says, oh, hi, Patty. Oh, Michelle, that's okay. Hello. Anyway, yeah, so I wish I had better news to share with you about what's going on. Mostly, you just better get your little cute hiney over to Bluprint like today and start picking out what you want, because this is it. I'll share with you what I have in my class library. Let me pull that up. If I can find it. It's not a great interface to find your stuff. Here we go. Okay, I'm trying to find my glasses. Class library, here we go. Okay, this is what I have. I have the Startup Project Modern Hand Embroidery with Jessica Long, and I wanted that one because I bought the kit that goes with that, and that's kind of a complicated embroidery pattern, and so I bought the kit, and I certainly want the class that goes with it. But of course, I didn't download it before now because I thought I had it forever, but now I have it. I also picked out something called Piece Like a Pro with Donna Lynn Thomas, which is a quilting class. So I've been like really interested in simple quilting techniques recently. And her class is wonderful because it's all about half square triangles, which is your basic quilting unit, and how to put them together and how to cut them. And there's a lot to it. I've got like several over here on my ironing board, and I wound up taking an old kit that I bought from Craftsy. Actually, I bought it with a Bluprint coupon. So like the first year I was with them, they gave me a $25 store credit each quarter, and I got this with the store credit. And it's been in there literally 2 years in June, and I was like, it's time to just open that up and use it. So that's what all of this is. Those are all from a charm bundle that I got for free. So Piece Like a Pro. And then I picked this full bust adjustment for any pattern with Jenny Rushmore, because if I'm ever going to make a top for myself, I'm going to have to know how to do this. So I definitely wanted that. I picked miniature French desserts from Colette Christian. I've made her Madelines, and they were really good. This one I really was interested in. Mastering in Minutes, Finishing Quilts, Maria Cap. And I wanted that because she shows you how to machine finish the binding. You know, a lot of people hand sew their binding. No, I'm not doing that. There's no way. If I'm going to spend that much time hand stitching, it's going to be a hoop. So the binding is going to get machine stitched. That's all I'm saying. I picked the Startup Library for sewing. I like the Startup Libraries. They have so much good information, right? I mean, come on, Michelle. I mean, I picked, this was a really good class, Design It and Stitch It, Hand Embroidery from Jessica Marquez. That is a great class. So you can see I've got a lot of embroidery. The Startup Library on Quilting with Krista Watson. That is a good class. She does a lot of half square triangles in that one. Modern Buttercream with Joshua John Russell. The Startup Library Hand Embroidery with Kat McTee. Any of these startup libraries. So if you're trying to figure out what to grab with your own forever coupons, if there is any kind of craft that you're sort of interested in, grab the Startup Library. It is well worth it. It is such a deep dive, and you will get so much out of it. So, if you're trying to figure out here at the last darn minute what to get, a Startup Library is a good one. I have New Twists and Cables, Fingerless Mittens from Fiona Ellis, so that's a knitting class. I got my first toe-up socks with Susan B. Anderson. I have never knit socks, I'll just be straight up. It just doesn't get cold enough here, to be perfectly honest with you. So I've decided I'm not going to be a sock knitter. This is kind of why I pivoted from knitting to sewing. I just felt like in my life it was a little more useful than all the heavy knitting. But anyway, I have the Design Your Own Cowl from Laura Nelkin. I love Laura. I have met Laura in person. I did photos of her for one of her pattern projects. So my background is professional photography. And when I kind of went into all of this stuff, I thought I would be doing knitwear photos. And I probably would be, but I live in the wrong part of the country. So that kind of put the kibosh on that. But Anyway, I did get to photograph Laura, and that was super. I have this short rows class with Carol Feller, which is actually a free class. So there's a lot of free classes. You might want to grab some free classes if you find them. I have a jam and marmalade class. I have the sassy librarian blouse that I've never made. I bought that years ago. I've never made it. Knitting with beads, also Lauren Elkin. Um, okay, so I had mentioned in the last video how, did I mention? No, maybe it was in the blog post. So the way that I came to this platform is through Craftsy. And it was in 2012, and it was a really bad year for me. It was very difficult. And I decided I would knit. My best friend died, and she knitted, and I decided I wanted to take up knitting as a way to feel closer to her. And it was really hard to get instruction because I was in the mountains, and so I had to like drive to Charlottesville, which was an hour and 15 minutes each way. And there was a great yarn shop where I took some classes, but I felt completely overwhelmed with what they were giving me. And by the time I got home, I would forget what I did. So I wound up finding Craftsy. And I bought Knit Lab with Stephanie Jappel. And then I also bought her In the Round courses. And she is the one that really got me knitting. I have Explorations in Cables, which is from Patty Lyons. Sewing Machine Basics. Anytime you can get a basics or a startup library class, those are really, really good. Most of the rest of this is knitting. Here's one. So I bought this is back when it was Craftsy. I bought Classic Croissant at Home. That was Colette Christian. Let me tell you something. I watched that class and I was like, I will never do that. There is no way. No way. Yeah, laminated dough. No, that's not happening. I will buy the croissant and be grateful to the baker because no. Let's see. We had a couple of questions that came in. So Anna Karen wants to know, how can I search for free classes? Anna, I don't really know. That was when it was Craftsy back in the day. I'm not sure how they're notated. Let's see. Let me just find one. It's probably not notated anymore as a free class. At this point, you would probably have to use an Own Forever coupon to get it. Oh gosh, I just can't believe they're cutting us off tomorrow. I just cannot believe it. I have a subscription to Bluprint and have not received the latest email. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? The email went out. I got 2 of them. I'll tell you when it went out. Let's see. I got 2. It was the same message. One came at 5:23 this morning. The other one at 7:14. So a lot of people don't check their email on the weekend, so it makes it just, it's just, what's the word? Stinky, stinky. Yeah, Anna, I don't know. Right, Craftsy, yes. I don't think Bluprint calls it a free class anymore because on Bluprint you just streamed all of it. Yeah, I don't know. Michelle says, I've appreciated the sewing machine videos. I'm going to buy that book, Sewing Machine Magic. Oh, let me tell you. Okay, that book, hold on. Here it is. This book is fabulous, okay? I love it so much. I checked it out of the library over and over and over, and I bought my own copy because it is the best darn book. I love this book. I have learned so much out of it. It's amazing. You will learn so much. It is the best reference guide. I just felt like I had to have a copy, and I'm so glad I bought it because, now I can't go to the library anymore. I have no library access. All of that is closed. I don't know when or if that's going to reopen. I guess it'll open at some point. I don't know. Oh, Anya says I'm not getting any email even though I'm signed up to them. Oh, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even know about Bluprint shutting down. Oh, Anya, that's terrible. Um, yeah, I felt like a lot of people didn't really know what was going on, which is why I've been doing live, these whole live things because, honestly, I'm not really put together here at all. I'm just like, um, coming on unexpectedly to put this out so that people know if you're just joining and you don't know what's going on. The discussion here is on Bluprint has announced somewhat secretively that they are shutting down and ceasing any orders tomorrow, which is the 31st of May 2020. So if you want to buy any supplies, if you want to use your own forever credits, if you want to take a gamble and buy a couple of classes on the promise that they're going to get them to us, you have until midnight tomorrow night to do it. I wish they would, be a little more clear on that part because it makes me afraid to spend, $40 or $60 or whatever, and then I don't really know how I'm getting the classes. I don't know. That feels like a gamble to me. But I will be going through and downloading patterns and materials and recipes like no tomorrow. Now, of course, we will still be able to get in and access our classes. Okay, so the streaming will still be there as far as I can tell. What they're saying is new orders. That's the end of that. So if you want any materials, you want to go ahead and get that done. Let's see. Yeah, they are really, want to make sure I haven't missed anybody here. I just want to say thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I've had the YouTube gods kind of smile on me in the last couple of weeks and really promote my little sewing room video. And I think a lot of you have found me through that video. And I just want to say thank you so very much for choosing to subscribe to my channel. You just don't even know how much I appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you for tuning in to my live video, such as it is. Oh, yes, you're very welcome, Anna. I'm doing what I can do. Oh, Anna says I can't buy anything because I lost my job. Ugh, that's terrible. So here you are. You have this subscription. You're just doing the best you can do every day just to put one foot in front of the other, like a lot of us are. A lot of us are just trying to get out of bed in the morning and put one foot in front of the other and do the best we can, be the best, kindest human being we can be. And a lot of us find our solace in the craft room, whether it's sewing, knitting, crochet, embroidery, whatever our craft of choice is. A lot of us find our center and our peace in that. And now we're losing our favorite resource in the middle of everything else. I said it earlier, it's like having the rug pulled out from under you, and that is exactly how it feels. But I want to thank all of you for being here. It really means a lot to me. Let's see. Michelle says, I have to tell you one of the reasons I like you is you aren't here promoting a business, but to help others with the same passions. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Now, to be fair, that is my business, is to talk about all of the things that I talk about on my channel. So, I mean, I'm here to make a living. I mean, don't misunderstand. That is true. And I do have a website, and I do have a small Etsy shop. I have those things. I mean, I have to pay the electric bill and keep a roof over my head. So um, this is what I do to take care of myself and support myself. But I do my best to do that without being pushy and overly salesy, because I feel like every time we um, turn something on, we're having a sales message in our face, and that is hard. So I know that, but please do understand this is what I do. So this YouTube channel is an important piece for me. My blog and my website that I'm working on is another important piece, and then I am really actively working on that and want to grow that over the next year so that that becomes another piece for me. So even though I'm subtle about it, it is what I do. I don't want anybody to misunderstand. This is what I do. And let's see. You're welcome, Janet. I'm doing my best here. Oh, Michelle. Okay. Yeah, I try not to be like in your face with the sales, because that's just not fun. So Janet says, you've inspired me to get back into sewing after 40 years. Janet, thank you for sharing that. That is what I do. My job and business is to get you inspired and to get you excited to try new things. That is my business. That's what I'm about. And so everything that I do is designed to get you to be brave about trying new things. And that's really what it's about for me. And being supportive, because I think that a lot of us don't have that supportive teacher or friend in our lives right now, and that's what I'm trying to fill for you. So that's what I do. That's my thing. I am what you call a creative lifestyle blogger, and my whole reason for being is to inspire you to get out there and make something and try something new. That's really what I'm about. Let's see. Beck says, I better have a watching binge. That's what one of my friends. Yeah, that's what we're all doing. I was up until like 3 o'clock 2 nights in a row, and I was kind of wrecked, to be honest with you. I am too old to be staying up until 3 a.m. for any reason, so I'm not doing that anymore. Michelle says, I watch a lot of YouTube creators, and my husband says he doesn't mind your voice, and that's saying a lot. Thank you, Michelle. Well, yeah, I try to be soothing. I try to be calming. For a long time, I will tell you this, I worked as a massage therapist, and I had a really successful massage practice, and I enjoyed it for the time that I had it. And so that's where I really learned to have a peaceful, calming voice. And that's where I learned that people need to feel supported, and they need to feel seen, and they need to feel understood. And so I'm just kind of doing that now in a little bit different form. Peggy says, you're inspiring me. Good. I'm so happy. That's really what I'm here for. Michelle, thank you. I try to be clear. I mean, so let's be honest. This live is a little bit of a ramble at this point. I'm learning how to do these. And I'm just kind of chatting with all of you. This is really cool to just be able to chat with you. But this is a learning experience for me to do these live videos. And so I would like to do check-ins with you as time goes on. I think this is a really great way for us to connect. Beck says, Missouri Star. Oh gosh, can we talk about Missouri Star? How fabulous is Missouri Star Quilting Company? Okay, and the story behind Jenny and her family is just amazing. They are amazing human beings. I shared in another video that my dream was to have an RV and a dog. I used to have a golden retriever. I lost my golden retriever, and I'm sad about that every day. So my dream is to one day have another golden and have this RV, and I want to drive out to Missouri Star and visit them and see that place because it's amazing. Yes, okay, so a lot of us like Missouri Star. They are wonderful. Sure Fit has a book. Okay, that's a good tip. Thank you, Bex. Meadowlark says, I haven't sewn in years and spotted your small sewing room area. I'm cleaning out a 4x7 foot area now. Glad to have found you. Oh, Meadowlark, that's fabulous. I'm so happy to hear this. I'm so grateful to the YouTube algorithm for putting that video out there and allowing so many people to find me. I mean, honestly, because I feel like we see so much here that is just completely unrealistic and unattainable, honestly, for most of us, because most of us are like, you know, in a small room like this, you know, I mean, really. So I'm just really grateful that that video is reaching so many people and that so many people are finding it helpful and inspiring to them. And seriously, my little space is right here. You can't see it, but it's I can actually touch it from here. That's how small my room is. So I am planning to film like my sewing room tour, which I think you're going to be surprised when you see it because this is kind of it. And some other little sewing room things for you. And I hope that you'll enjoy it. And I absolutely just encourage you to find that small space, wherever it is, in your home to set your space up. And I will, when this video does all of its whatever processing, it takes it some time to get on, but when it's ready to go and it's up there, I will link both the blog post on the Bluprint updates that I've been working on, and I'm going to link you over to the other blog post that is about my my sewing room. And you might find that helpful because I listed out some stuff. So take a look at that. And let's see, we've had some new comments come in. And yes, Missouri Star, they're wonderful. Oh, Marie says she lost her 14-year-old Jack Russell Beagle on Thursday. Oh, Marie, I'm so sorry. It is, losing a pet, it is, it touches your heart in a different place than any human ever can. So my sincerest condolences to you. So sorry. Peggy says, I'm still creating my ideal sewing and crafting area. Peggy, so am I. I'm still working on it. It's in knitting. We have, we call it a WIP, a WIP, a work in progress. So yeah, my sewing area is definitely a WIP. I mean, you can see, here's my sewing area, part of it behind me right here. So that's my little ironing board with all of my quilt blocks I've been working on. So yeah, WIP forever, really. Michelle says, my craft room is full of too much. I need to clean out clutter and reconfigure, and I want the craft cart. Okay. Yes. Okay. The clutter, yes. I understand. And it's hard. The smaller your space, the harder it is to really keep it together. And it's a constant process of putting stuff away. Believe me, I know about this. And when I hang up, I say hang up. Everything is still like a phone call to me. When we're finished here today, I'm going to clean my room because it is a mess in here. And just try to have a reset. I need a reset. I need a reset with all this Bluprint stuff. And get it straightened up. But it is a constant, yeah, I know, hang up. I do. So when I'm on Instagram, it's like I do stories and I'm always like, okay, well, bye. It was nice talking to you. Like it's a phone call. It's showing my age. What can I say? You know, I used to like really be self-conscious about it, and now I'm just gonna like embrace it and say, okay, I'm just old. It is what it is. I'm just old. Um, oh, the craft cart. Okay, see, senior moment. Um, that craft cart is the best. All right, they're not paying me. I bought that with my own money, and I'm gonna tell you something. That origami cart is wonderful. So I'll do a video at some point showing you how I set it up and how I'm using it. And I've had it now, it's going to be the second year this summer. And it's beautiful. It still looks brand new. Now I take care of my things. You know, I don't slam stuff around and I keep it cleaned. But still, it's solid and it really holds a lot. You will be surprised at how much of your stuff it will organize. And when I originally saw it, it was on HSN. And they were doing like a crafting segment and they were pushing crickets and that type of stuff. Well, the way that I'm looking at it, the way the top is on that, it's wide enough that you can actually put a cricket up there. So if you do paper crafts, like this shallow drawers on the top are perfect to store all of your papers and that type of stuff. And the top, you can put your cricket on it. And the way they had it set up was they had two of them side by side, which is beautiful. I don't really have space for that. I only have space for one. I'd love a second one, but I only have the one. So anyway, the origami cart is the best. So, all right, let me check comments. Marie says, you're giving me incentives to reorganize today and maybe buy a few tools, get my mind off of things. Yeah, you know, there's nothing wrong with a little retail therapy. I'm going to tell you right now. And I'll tell you, I'm really sad that we're losing Bluprint as a product resource because their stuff is so darn nice. Honestly, I'm speechless over it. I have thread, I have fabric from them, I have bought kits from them. It really bothers me. I'm put out with Joann right now, and I had just decided that, okay, no more Joann. I'm going to just buy everything from Bluprint and Missouri Star and, you know, online. And now we're losing Bluprint, and I don't want to go back to Joann. Peggy says, what comes with the origami cart? No, it comes as, actually I have a video for that. When all of this processes, check back and I will link you over to the cart. So I've got a couple of videos on it. I've got one where I unboxed it and put it together for you on camera. And then I've got another one that was like the initial update of how I was using it. And you guys, that one you'll like because that's when I was still in the dining room. So at that point I was still using the dining room as my sewing table. And so the crafting cart was the first thing that I purchased to help me wrangle the stuff. and then I just wound up deciding to flip my bedrooms. I had my office in the small room, and then this room was my bedroom. And then I was like, you know, I don't need this big room for a bedroom. I'm hardly in here. I'm only coming in to sleep at this point. So I wound up doing a huge declutter. I got rid of a lot of stuff and repainted, refreshed, and flipped my rooms. And it is like the best thing I've ever done. Honestly, really, it was a lot of work to get here, but it was the best thing I could have done. Let me see what's come in here. So Peggy, I'll link over to those for you. Angela says, how about interweave? Does that still exist? It was good for classes. Oh, Angela, you know, I'm not sure what's going on with interweave. My tech editor and friend was doing all of the tech editing for them. There's been a huge shakeup in the publishing industry in terms of quilt magazines and knitting publications, and we're losing all of those too. I mean, quite know what's going on, because people are still doing all of this stuff. So I don't understand why everything is going out of business. It doesn't. Something's not adding up, and I don't know what the answer is. I would have to get back to an interweave. I don't know. I'd have to ask Joan what's going on with that. She would know. Peggy says, have I tried Swedish weaving? I have not. I haven't done any weaving. Same friend, Joan, does weaving, and it's beautiful. It takes up a lot of space. So no, and I kind of feel like I'm maxed out on my crafts. I've got the sewing, the knitting, the embroidery, and the baking. And I kind of can't take on anymore. So that's kind of where I am right now with that. Evelyn says, I had emailed Bluprint last week, and this is the letter I received from them. So you just got your notification today, I guess? Marie says, I had a golden years ago. Oh, that dog. That dog was just the love of my life. That golden. Let's see. I'm checking messages. All right, you guys. During the shutdown, I bought a stand mixer for $200 off. Ooh, that's good. Can't use cooking class. Well, watch what you can watch on Bluprint before it's gone. And I do some baking videos here on this channel. I'm trying to decide if I want to keep publishing those here or if I have to start a second channel for that. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know. I started this channel, honestly, to provide video content to fill out my knitting patterns and to fill out my blog post. That was really how I started this. And so it's kind of a combination of items on this channel. But recently it's been a lot of sewing, and people are like really showing interest in that. So I don't want to like throw people off and freak them out by starting to share too much in the way of baking, but I love to bake, you know. So I don't know what to do about that. Swedish weaving is more like needle than a loom, sort of like kind of cross stitch. Oh. I have not tried it. I will look into it. But for right now, it's like I haven't really even had time to do my standard embroidery like this up here. So I'd like to just get back to that again, honestly. Ladies, I think I've covered everything I can cover for us at this point. If you have any questions before we wrap this up, just drop those in the chat, and if I can answer them, I'll be happy to answer them. And I want you to know that I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you, Angela. Thank you. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. It is a huge help. Honestly, I really appreciate it. This is what I do, and having you show support through views and comments and likes, it means a lot, really a lot. So thank you so very much. And yes, thank you all. You guys, I try to be really accessible. If you have questions or requests for things, the small sewing room video, that video, I just have to say a big thank you to the YouTube algorithm for putting that out, because that has helped so much just in the last 2 weeks. I've had more growth in the last 2 weeks than I've had in 3 years. And yeah, I'm extremely grateful for that. And thank you all for being here. And do not be afraid to comment on videos. Do not be afraid to ask questions. This is a safe place, and I monitor things very closely, and I don't put up with nonsense. And because, you know, it is YouTube. Let's be real. People can be impolite We'll just put it that way. But those people are not welcome here, and those people immediately get deleted and blocked. So do not ever be afraid to comment on a video and ask a question and things like that. And I do my best to respond to everybody personally. So yeah, just don't ever be afraid of that. And if you have a request for something, if you have a question on something, go ahead and feel free to ask. And if I know the answer and I can do a video about it, I will do it for you. Let me see what we have here. All right, everybody, that's all the news I've got. I would say get your Tushy over to Bluprint, pick out your forever classes. If you want to finalize any of the orders, I would go ahead and do it. Oh, Janet says you followed me for a few. Thank you, Janet. Not pretentious and real. Yeah, I try to be real. I mean, I just have to. I used to be really self-conscious about putting myself out there, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna have to just get over it and just, be here. Yeah, if you want anything on Bluprint, now's the time, because they're shutting it. They're not shutting down Bluprint. They're shutting down our ability to purchase anything new by tomorrow night. So use your own forever coupons. You want to use those now. If you want to buy anything in the product store, you want to buy it now. And I'm going to tell you, I have stuff here that I haven't even shown you yet that I bought. I did a Bluprint unboxing. Oh gosh, it feels like a year ago. I think it was just last week that went up. That stuff is beautiful. I have another box of stuff that came in that I haven't even shown you. And then I placed another order, 2 orders this week to get some stuff so that I have it. And I guess that's going to be it for my Bluprint purchasing. I'll tell you, if you are curious, the thread is beautiful. The thread is so nice. I love the thread, and it seems expensive, but when you do the math compared to how much you're going to pay at Joann, it is a bargain. And 1,200 yards, you're going to sew that for a long time. Okay, straight up. It's going to last you a long time. So, and I get a lot of questions from people about having trouble with their sewing machines. And I will tell you, cheap thread is not your friend. Okay, just let me say it again. Cheap thread is not your friend. Your machine is not going to do well with it. It's like if you just put cheap junk food in your system all the time, you're not going to function well. Your sewing machine is not going to function well on cheap thread. So if you feel like you've got your threading right, you're doing everything right, and you're still having trouble, try changing your thread to a better thread, and make sure that you're using the proper thread to the material for the project that you're sewing. Now, I pretty much have been sewing exclusively cotton wovens because I like them. I like sewing bags and pillows and placemats and napkins and small projects. So that's all cotton woven. I use a lot of cotton thread. So if you're the same, make sure that you get that cotton thread. And okay, I'm wrapping it up. Now I'm rambling. I'm so sorry. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you so very much. And thank you. And, when something else pops up, I will report on that for you and keep you informed. And next week we'll get back to our regularly pre-filmed, edited videos. And yeah, kind of back to normal. Hopefully. What's normal anymore? What is normal anymore? Okay, everybody, thank you so much. And down to earth, I'm just who I am. Okay, I'm just me. I'm just gonna be me. That's it. For a long time, I was really uncomfortable about just being myself. I'm just gonna be me. That's just it. Oh, Robin, I love you so much, Robin. And you think I'm kidding about parking the tiny house out there? Of course, I don't know if I can have a tiny house where you are. There might be codes against that because I think you get tornadoes. Find out. Because I want to bring the tiny house and park it on your property. I'll cut the grass. I'll like barter out the lot rent and everything and cut the grass because you got some grass to cut. That's all I can say. You got some grass to cut, and I can help with the dogs over at your husband's practice. So anyway, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you all so much for being here, and go get your blueprint stuff. Yeah, right. I'm not kidding. Okay. That's it. Thank you all. And I will talk. I'm like a blueprint newsreel, right? I know. Okay, everybody. That's it. I will talk to you again soon. Bye bye.